Hello, hello, hello. It's Taco Tuesday, and I am ready to cook up some amazing food with our Thrive Life food. I'm just waiting for Christina to pop in. She's supposed to be bringing her sombrero. Let's see if she shows up with one. In the meantime, let me know if you do Taco Tuesday, and if you do, what are your favorite things to add to tacos or nachos, fajitas? Let me know. And there she is. She didn't bring a sombrero, but that's okay. I got one here for you, Christina.
Oh, goody.
No, in all seriousness, we have some amazing stuff to share with you today.
Yeah, I totally missed it out on the whole sombrero thing.
So before we start, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Tracy Taylor from Alberta, Canada, and this is
Christina Rios Tirado, and I am from northern New York, not the city.
And together
and
we are
the Chatty Cooks.
The Chatty Cooks. Hey, we almost did
it. One of these days.
Yeah, one of these days. So Christina, I already told these nice people that we're going to be talking about things that we may or may not eat on Taco Tuesday. I know that you have some ideas and I have some ideas. So would you like to start? Hi,
Ria. Yep. Well, what's everybody's favorite topping on their tacos? Now, I tell you, my husband, because people that don't know me or whatever, if you can tell by my last name, my husband is Puerto Rican. So he is Hispanic, and and so for me, and I'm not, and he's the guy that likes everything with spice, and he likes it hot, and he likes to sweat while he's eating it, where he always teases me and tells me that like tap water is too hot for me, which he wasn't quite. But for me, I'm pretty basic with tacos. I'm not, there's a lot of like Mexican food that I'm not a huge fan of. I had actually never had authentic Mexican food until we were stationed in Arizona and Texas, and we lived in El Paso, and they had, authentic, because, everybody's like, ooh, Taco Bell is, it's not, it's a completely different thing. So for tacos, like I said, list down below what your favorite, thing on your taco is. For me, I'm a salsa girl. I like cheese, I like lettuce, and I like my meat, but I like a different kind. I'm going to show you a couple different things. I'm actually going to start out with, because my husband is Puerto Rican, he does things a little bit differently that I wanted to show you guys, just to give you a little different way that maybe you could add a different flavor to your tacos or whatever. Puerto Ricans do a lot of, yellow rice and beans and stuff. And if you haven't tried like stuff, we use a lot of this. It's sofrito. I don't know if you've ever tried it. It's with Goya, and it's like a soup. It's like a soup base. This one's got cilantro, and there's a red one as well. And that is a really great one. Sazon's another one, and I don't know why I don't have any Sazon. I guess I'm a horrible wife because I don't have any. And adobo, you can't live without. So when we do tacos, we do the regular tacos with the beef and the seasoning and everything. But my husband does them a really great way that I want to share with you guys, and I actually did them in a jar. Has anybody ever had tacos with potatoes in them? Done your tortillas with the potatoes. Now, what I have in here, I'm actually going to grab my water real quick because I'm going to make them up. I got my cute little Thrive measuring thing in the cute. So what he does is he takes the meat and he will season the meat, and he really doesn't season it with a lot of stuff: salt, pepper, garlic, sometimes a little bit of adobo, but you got to watch adobo because it does get salty. And then he'll take potatoes, he'll boil the potatoes, or he'll use the Thrive ones, and then he puts those in there. And I've got chilies in here and some onions. So really simple. It's just, potatoes, chilies, onions, chicken. That's it. Salt and pepper and garlic. So I did add, because I'm not going to be mashing stuff, I also added a couple tablespoons of our mashed potatoes for it. Now, when I do it with this, I want the water to cover it. I don't want it to be soupy because it's not soup. And I'm going to let it sit. Now, what you do is, with this, it gives a great base for your tacos, and for like the flavors of your salsas and your lettuce and all the different flavors and everything to really stand out with it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a really great option. You can also do it with beef or pork. It doesn't have to be chicken. And and then you can add as hot as you want it or whatever. But the potato gives it a nice, plus it doesn't fall out of your tortilla either when you take a bite with the potato. So,
Oh,
yeah, so I've been waiting. This smells so good 'cause it smells like when he's cooking, because he'll make it with this and he'll make it with yellow rice, which, you know, we can do with all Thrive as well. Anybody that wants the recipe to do potatoes in there, you could always just try it up something small like this to see if you like it before you make it for your family. And it's just another spin on a regular taco. You know, because, you know, when you have the same thing all the time, you get bored. So I like to, you know, switch it around a little bit. So what do you got? You got tacos? You got regular tacos?
well, you know what? We've always done Taco Tuesday, but BT, that's what we called before Thrive. My kids had to pick. We were either having chicken or we were having beef. We weren't having both. That was just too much work. So now when we have Taco Tuesday, we kind of put on a bit of a spread. I know that might surprise you. So we do tacos, we do taco boats, we do tortillas, we do quesadillas, and we do nachos. And Melissa, who I don't see her on here yet, but maybe you're on here. Melissa commented yesterday saying that she liked the shredded beef nachos. So I'm actually going to try that tonight for dinner. I've done the pulled pork on nachos. Today I just did the chicken and the beef. Reason being, I refreshed a little bit too much chicken, so I had to spread it around. So I did quesadillas. So quesadillas are easy. You throw everything in a jar. You refresh it, cheese and all. Put it between two tortilla shells. Bake it in the oven just enough to melt the cheese. And then when it firms up, you have your quesadilla. Now the sauce that we like on it is a Santa Fe dip. So the Santa Fe dip, oh, I better make sure I don't pour that in my drink. Santa Fe dip is our sour cream, our tomato powder, our chili peppers powdered up, and our onions powdered up, mixed in with a little of the Epicure Ranch, and then you add as much water as you need for the consistency. So that makes a really great Santa Fe dip. I'll do one more and then we'll move over to you. Taco Tuesday is never Taco Tuesday without a margarita. So it can be like full-on margarita or family-sized version or family version. So mine obviously has no alcohol in it, but it is just our limonade mixed with blended up. I wish you could see this, but you can kind of see. What I did around the rim was I did Himalayan ground rock salt with the limeade. So you go ahead. I'm going to have a little drink, and then I'll come back and show you what else I got.
So she says there's no tequila in there, but, you know, we don't really know that for sure.
I will say, though, my husband is a tequila drinker. He drinks tequila and lime juice. And we've been through about 8 different lime juices, trying them to see which one is the best. He loves our lime juice the best. So it's great because we used to do the Mrs. T's and it was the bottled stuff. And if you opened it and it didn't get used for a while, it went off. This way he just mixes it up when he needs it. But I tell you, everybody's good without the tequila. And no headache.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a tequila fan, but, you know, it is 10 o'clock over at her house over in Alberta. So, so if she starts swaying a little and swearing her words.
I go between margaritas and, see, I do like all of my food as spicy as I can get it. I very rarely have anything that's too hot for me.
So before I tell you this much, I just want to show you my stuffing for my tortilla is done with my potatoes, and it smells delicious. It's so good. I'm starving right now. I would eat it now, but I'm not going to because that would be rude because you guys would be like, oh, I want some. But I want to give a suggestion too. You can also do with those with the tortillas, instead of doing like the quesadillas, another great idea is you can use them as like kind of do a Mexican pizza. You know, where you can do it. And don't put the top part on it. You can kind of do it that way. And because I know, like for me, I love like with the meat when it's hot, and then the cold lettuce, and then the salsa and everything on it. So you can do it that way as well. So that's a really great idea. I am going to I've got a few things here that are in front of me. I'm going to talk about fajitas maybe. I didn't make them. I had a rough night last night. My daughter's sick, and so I didn't make as many things. But here's a great thing: I didn't have to make anything because I had all this stuff done. Fajitas is like one of my favorites. I make these all the time. They're my go-to when I do a tasting as well because it showcases the flavors of everything. And it's so simple. It's just our, well, this one I did with chopped chicken because I think I had run out of the others. So, you know, you can do it with the sliced chicken, you can do it with the seasoned, you can do it with the grilled, whatever you want to do. You could actually probably do it with the beef slices as well and kind of do like a steak fajita. You don't have popcorn for them this time.
No, I just threw a piece of fajita at him.
Shut up. Does it work with kids too?
You know what? I have the dogs. I don't hear the birds today. The birds have gone back to your mom's house.
Well, hers are. I've got four. I've got four birds, but her two birds never shut up, and they're so annoying. And then they'd get mine going. Mine are chirping over there, but not too bad. So anyway, so what I do is I make this up, and I have all my seasonings and everything are right in, and I have like 5 jars of these in my cupboard. I put all my seasonings, and I use our velouté sauce. I put those in there, so then everything else is just right in there. And then all I do is I take some garlic and some butter, and I put it in the pan, and I kind of fry it up. Then I just toss this in, kind of stir it up, add my water, add my seasonings, let it simmer, and it's done in like 10 minutes. Easy peasy dinner that you don't have to worry about. So that is a great suggestion for if you don't want tacos, because well, you can put them in a tortilla. You can put fajitas in a tortilla, or you can put it over rice or whatever you want to do with it. I just eat it as is. I don't necessarily put it in a tortilla. I just kind of eat it as is. So, you know, we also have our to-goes, which I don't have one. That is the single serving that you can take with you if you don't want to do a jar. And you can do it, you just add the water right in the pouch, seal it up, and then you can stick it on your tortilla or whatever. Another thing I wanted to mention too, you know, I'm holding up a big, huge jar of this because I have a family of 4, you know, but the great thing about this, because you're just scooping what you're doing, and is if you've got a family of 2, guess what? So you do a smaller jar. All the recipes are totally adaptable. So that you don't end up with a ton of leftovers that you end up throwing out or anything else. So, or you do your single servings. She does have tequila in there. If she starts dancing around that sombrero, we're in trouble.
Well, I see my sister-in-law's on here now, and she would have gin in this. Guaranteed. She would have gin in this.
And a margarita?
It's a glass. She would have gin in it. Right, Joanne?
Hey, whatever works.
So what about nachos? Who likes nachos? Nachos are so easy. You simply, I love my cast iron cooking, so I cook a lot in my cast iron. I just make sure that doesn't fall in my drink. I put the nachos out. I refreshed everything else together. So there's cheese, there's tomatoes, there's peppers, there's chopped chicken and beef. I did both. And then I made up the sour cream from Thrive. So I don't even have to go to the house to get sour cream. Oops, I just knocked my straw out. Everything is right there. Shove it under the broiler for a couple minutes to melt the cheese, and we have nachos. We also, again, very similar, the ground beef, the corn. The reason that the cheese isn't melted is I like the crunch of the cheese, so sometimes I don't refresh the cheese. Mm-hmm. So if you can see that, that's ground beef, peas, peppers, tomatoes, and onions. And then when it was all hot, I put it into the little taco boat. And then I added the cheese without refreshing it because I like the crunch of the cheese.
I have a question. Do you do something with the sour cream? Because I don't know if I like to put this out there with everybody because they ask me, they're like, oh, is it like real sour cream?
I think it's a little sweeter than the sour cream. It almost tastes like there's a little vanilla in it. It doesn't taste like the sour cream that you get, but it gives the same effect. So it's great for dipping things in. Again, that was my dogs moved my camera again. You can add some flavoring to it to make a dip. If you're expecting it to taste like, and again, it depends if you're eating fat-free sour cream, it's going to taste different than full-on fat sour cream. It doesn't quite have the exact taste, but it works. It works, and it's good. It just doesn't taste exactly the same. It's a little sweeter.
Well, I always tell everybody, the reason why I asked you that, I didn't know if you had any tips, because people always ask me about the sour cream, and I'm like, if you're one of those people that's like, oh, sour cream on my baked potato, you know, and they're like fresh sour, you know what I mean? Because there's people that like it's all about the sour cream, not the potato. Then no, you're not going to like this on your potato because it is a different flavor. But I know like using it for using it for dips, it's awesome. Cooking with it is awesome because sour cream molds quick in my house. We don't use it that often, so for me, it's been great. But I found a way to like kind of like chunk it up a little bit, so it's not as creamy because that was the issue. Like because my husband's a sour cream guy that wants it on his tacos, you know, whatever. So what I did was I salted it and I added vinegar or some lemon juice. So it kind of gives it a little bit more of that, you know, the sour creamy. So I'm just tossing that tip out there because I know that's like a question that I get asked all the time. And you just kind of play with it. But when you're doing like a dip, you know, if you're just like, oh, I want to make some bacon ranch dip, you know what? You don't have to worry about it. It's going to be an awesome, creamy dip.
Yeah,
stuff.
see,
So
we
it's
use
really
it a lot with the Epicure spices, and you probably do the Tastefully Simple. Perfect. I find it's a little better if you make it up the night before too. So then you can mix it with warm water and put it in the fridge.
And it's thicker.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. No, it's very, very good, but I know that there is a different state. So I always like I said, it's actually one of like the most common questions that I get asked when people are looking through the catalog and they're like, do you have sour cream? That's weird. And they're like, does it taste like sour cream? You know, so that's the question, what I always tell them, you know. I know that I use it. I'm not a sour cream freak. So I use it to bake with. I like it in dips. You know, I don't put it on my tacos. So there's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I want to know.
Okay.
Good more tips. Okay.
And then the last one that I have is it's Taco Tuesday. Can't have Taco Tuesday without Tuesday. So again, I just grilled up my ground beef. Trying to show you without dropping them in my drink. Yeah, it started in a jar. Mine was actually in a jar too. It's just the ground beef, the corn, the peppers, the mushrooms, and the taco seasoning. Again, you can refresh the cheese and put it on and it'll melt. I like that crunch. To me, it tastes like somebody's crunched up Doritos on top of my tacos or fajitas, so I really like it that way. So I don't refresh it. I do the same with a lot of times with my red peppers. I just crush up my red peppers on things. I like the taste of it, and it gives it a bit of a crunch. So do you have anything else to show them?
I do a little bit. I have one thing, but I want to mention something about your tacos. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of, you know, because this is stuff that we make all the time as well. So I just have a lot of, our chef's pack comes, the home cooking, the ground beef one comes with, and this is actually one of the first meals that we like made, and my daughter makes this 2 to 3 times a week, and it's our weeknight, well, it's backwards. It's our weeknight tacos. A lot of times I'll make these up, I save our cans, and I will make them in the cans, and then all she does is a seasoning. Great thing about this is, you know, when you get those, what are they called? The packets of stuff, the seasoning, they have a lot of MSG, a lot of sodium and everything, just a lot of just garbage that's in it. So I love this because she uses our tomato sauce, she uses all spices to make her taco seasoning. So that is a really great thing too. So, you know, if you're wanting to learn how to cook with it, our chef's packs are awesome for it. Taco soup in a jar. You know, I know that's a staple with you, and we talked about soups the other day. So the last one, yeah, I know you can't be without that either. So the last one I want to talk about is, this just came out, they released it at convention, and it's grilled chicken tacos with
I have not tried it yet.
Yeah, and it is delicious. This is my second box because I had ordered them. This is a 2-person one. I usually get the 2-person because my kids won't necessarily eat the same stuff as we do. You know, we're one of those families. But I wanted to just show you really quick, if you don't want to do a jar, if you don't want to buy, you know, get the stuff to whatever, you know, make up the jars, and you want some, you know, something that you can come home and do it really super quick, this is the way to go. Our simple plates are really, really awesome. I love this because it's backwards, but it says Taco Bout Delicious. I thought that was kind of funny. They always have like little sayings. The only thing getting spoiled here is you. And the great thing about these last about a year in your pantry, so you don't have to use it up right away. It comes with your card, beautiful pictures. It tells you how long it's going to take, 35 minutes. and what you need from your pantry, which is super easy stuff that everybody has: salt, cumin, hot sauce, chili powder, butter, oil, and then everything else comes with it. Everything's numbered with pictures. Seriously,
Do
my
you
husband
have
can
to
even
make
do this.
your own? Do you have to make your own shells?
I think on this one, yes, this one you even make your own tortillas. See, I'm way too lazy for that. Okay, so I would be just like, I'd be cutting like 10 minutes off of this and be buying me my tortillas. Um, because I'm just not about that.
Actually, Trisha did a video not too long ago, and I hope she's not mad at me for saying this, but I don't think Trisha's a very culinary genius. I think she
I'm
takes,
not.
yeah, and she said that they were really easy. She said
Yeah.
that they were easy enough for her, I think were her words. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've heard that
Yeah.
they're pretty
Yep.
easy.
We have the tortilla blend that comes with it right here. So that 35 minutes, just knock 10 minutes off that sucker because but that's the thing, that it gives me the option. And I always tell everybody, I love everything's numbered. So like seriously, if you are a crappy cook like me, and a lazy cook, everything's washed, chopped, and it's portioned. I don't have to do anything. I mean, how easy is that? And then I have tacos. I mean, there's just everything: the meat, the cheese, the veggies. What is this thing? Refried beans. I don't like refried beans that my husband does, so I'd be giving that all to him. But it is, and you just follow the numbers. So how, seriously, anybody, unless you burn it, you can't screw this up. So
Perfect.
And
the great thing about the Simple Plates is you get to try things, and then you can turn around and buy it in the cans, cut down the cost even more.
Mm-hmm.
But I like
all
to
the
have them
recipes
too.
are online. I said they have all the recipes for all of these right on the website, so you can make them yourself. This is the easy way, and this is the easy way.
Yeah.
But this is the easy way, and like I said, I'm a lazy cook.
I encourage people to buy the Simple Plates because I think it gives them a chance to try. They're trying the pork in a small quantity before committing to buy a big can. Now, I don't know anyone that doesn't like the pork, but it gives them a chance to try a whole bunch of ingredients in one box, and then they know what they like. So it's win-win, right?
Right. And now you can buy just one, which is awesome, because like sometimes, it wasn't my favorite that you had to get 3 and have a subscription for it, because sometimes I'd be like, I already have some, but I want to try one new one. And now you can get one, and it's not taking up, your whole budget of your delivery. So I love that if I want one, I can get one. If I want 10, I can get 10. So it's really, so customizable, and to get what you want. I love it. And so that's a really great one to try.
On that note, I'm going to announce the winner from our Movies and Munchies. Rhea, you are our winner. And the winner of this one, I'm going to send the chicken taco Simple Plate to. So we'll put all your names in the hat. We'll draw that on Tuesday. So somebody who's commented today will get chosen for Tuesdays, and it will be a Simple Plate with the chicken tacos.
Look at her all fancy. I'll give you a Simple Plate. How you like that? You're all fancy. I want to see you when you're dancing with your sombrero on, though.
You want to see me with the sombrero?
I was looking for maracas.
I have my glasses on my head.
I
have to step up on my toes to be able to get the glass. It's so big.
Now, if it only wasn't snowing in Alberta, and you could be on a beach sipping that.
It's not snowing in Alberta today yet. We get all seasons in one day. It's kind of the joke. If you don't like the weather in Alberta, wait 5 minutes. It'll change.
Yeah.
We have flip-flops, rubber boots, and snow boots at the door. Because you never know. It changes hourly. So right now the sun is shining. I'll let you know later.
Yeah, it's storming here. It's raining though. No snow yet. Not yet. It better not be yet. We got a while.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
And that's all I got. So for today, I'm Tracy Taylor from Alberta, and this is
Christina Rios Tirado from Northern New York.
and together we are
The Jenny